Welcome to the Thinking Green News Moment. Today my guest is Sister Lucy Slinger. She's the ecological advocate for the Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration. Welcome, Sister Lucy.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you and to talk about green things.
Ecological advocate.
Right.
Now that sounds very modern.
Well, it is, and been at the job for a little over a year and a half. Franciscan tradition is very much steeped in sustainability and care for the earth, and the FSPA's chose a year and a half ago to establish a position with me being virtually full-time, working on sustainability issues around our lands.
So what kind of things have you been working on, Sister?
Well, I can say that one of the things that we did, and this is not just my work, but we've been at it for a lot of years, we have a fleet of cars that we share, and so it's like a communal use of cars. And in that, we have pushed the ecological advocate position, and the Eco-Spirituality Committee has really worked with administration to where we have 13 hybrids now in our shared fleet, which is really nice. Other things I do some teaching for Viterbo in relation to environmental spirituality. But then I also manage our 2-acre plus organic garden that we established out at the villa so that we have our own, some of our own source of food.
2 acres.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But what's funny is to see the sisters, even in the wheelchairs, come down to see the garden and how it's growing, and they do their fair share of blessing it for me. And
what kinds of things are you growing there?
just about every vegetable, and it's all fresh use, either at the villa, in the villa kitchen, or at St. Rose at this point. So we could do a lot more, but it's a good start. And I think back to before 1960, that farm actually produced the food, most of the food for the congregation, and originally for St. Francis Hospital also. So there's a long-standing tradition to use that land up there.
Sure is.
It's called Pleasant View Farm, so it's kind of nice.
And what about CHIP? We were talking earlier. What does CHIP stand for?
CHIP is a combined heat and power plant. And Viterbo University, St. Francis Hospital, and the St. Rose Convent Complex have always had a shared boiler heat system. And what we have done is to add turbines to this boiler heat system so that the waste heat, or the excess heat that used to be just put out into the environment, is now used to generate electricity for the St. Rose Convent Complex. And so we're at about where we generate 40% of the electricity that's used at St. Rose. So especially in the winter, you'll see that we're actually generating more than we need. And we're doing some more studies to try to be more green, and if we can figure out a good system to capture the heat that's contained in the air conditioning system, we should be able to actually advance ourselves to where the convent itself, not necessarily the whole complex of Viterbo and St. Francis Hospital, but St. Rose would actually be off the grid year-round. So that's exciting stuff.
That is exciting. If Fox viewers wanted to contact someone, how would they do that, and what might they what might they find out? Well,
I'm the ecological advocate. They could contact me at St. Rose Convent, or email St. Rose, and we would put you in touch with our facilities manager, Eldon. And we do have a short presentation that he's put together and that I've worked with to explain the whole functioning of the whole CHIP project.
What phone number would they reach you at?
The best one is the standard number for St. Rose. It's 608-784-2288. And my extension is 248 if you want to get a hold of me.
Well, thank you so much for your efforts, Sister Lucy from Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration. This is Chris Schneider with the Thinking Green News Moment.